This is the very front of where the excavation is happening in this tunnel. They reckon they can go about 30 meters a day with these enormous machines working below us. We do know from the Polish border authorities, they say that yesterday they intercepted 605 people, which would indicate that the numbers of people trying to cross is going up.
I bind Azury in Poland.
Sir, can you tell us whether they will be given the fair process to asylum that they deserve?
Big eruptions of violence in two specific locations that started relatively early on in that protest. And then they also moved into the European quarter of Brussels. We understand that there were 35,000 people on the streets.
On top of these waters being dirty and treacherous, this is also the busiest shipping channel in the world. But until now, that hasn't prevented people from boarding flimsy boats and trying to make their way to the UK. Now moving on, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is due to unveil his plan for the country's coronavirus vaccine rollout later this evening. It's so frequent that the staff here at Krakow University Hospital have set up special pathways that go underground straight from this ward to the ICU. Hi Rosie, as you can see I'm stood outside of the White House. There's a lot of action here, lots of discussions, lots of people. I'm live on TV, sir. If you want to, would you like to? Please don't swear. Thank you.
By the way.
Sorry, Rosie. As you can see, there's a lot of emotion in this city right now. We've heard from the politicians and the journalists on all of today's big stories. Now it's your turn. We're live and ready to hear from you. This is Raw Politics, your call. In Barcelona, locals and tourists alike are trying to come to grips with a new reality as the latest European city to be struck by a terrorist behind the wheel of a vehicle. These security forces behind me are blocking the route of the opposition protesters who are trying to make their way down the road towards the National Electoral Council of Venezuela. One of the hardest things for the men living in this camp is that they simply don't know when they're going to be able to leave. The police block the one road exiting and entering this camp, and while that's the case, they're stuck. Welcome to Tweets of the Week. It's Brexit deal scuppered by the coalition, Tillerson in Brussels on a mission. Although the sanctions are hurting the Russian stock market, a weaker ruble is actually good for the Russian economy. The whole project, though, throws up questions about the future of the European Union and Croatia's bid to join the Schengen area. This new way of doing these kinds of heart surgeries is said to greatly improve the recovery period for the patient. And crucially, if it becomes common practice, it would also make it significantly cheaper.
President Zuma, thank you very much for joining us. Firstly, I'd like to ask you about the concrete trade steps, the discussions that you've had with the German Chancellor Angela Merkel.
We all want to take flights, we want to see the world, we want to go everywhere, but there is a sort of growing green conscience among the public. How do people weigh that up? This model retails for around $27,000, and the price is going to go up with the measures. But the European Union is also imposing tariffs on things like oranges, whiskey, denim jeans, and also pleasure boats. The fires burning this camp to the ground are a very definite end to the Calais jungle, but what's uncertain are the futures of the people that have lived here. Even 10 years on, this is still a city hit hard by that earthquake. Now, we've arranged to meet Andrea and Stefania, who are going to take us around L'Aquila. What would it mean to Albania if that was to be divided and accession talks were to open with North Macedonia, but not with Albania?
This would be not strategic.
The farmers in many parts of Belgium, including this one, aren't allowed to plough many of their fields to remove weeds because of erosion. But at the moment, Theresa May, while we know that she's going to request the extension, we don't know how long it's going to be. Also significantly, end of May, European elections.